Welcome to the Royal Road School of Carmelite Prayer, where we are currently studying an article by Edith Stein entitled Love4Love, the Life and the Works of Saint Teresa of Jesus, better known as Edith Stein. So at present, Edith Stein is talking to us about Teresa of Avila's interior life. She entitles this part of her article, The School of Suffering, Interior Life. Prayer is the communication of the soul with God. God is love, and love is goodness, giving itself away. It is a fullness of being that does not want to remain enclosed in itself, but rather to share itself with others, to give itself to them, and to make them happy. All of creation exists thanks to this divine love spending itself. However, the highest of all creatures are those endowed with spirit, able to receive God's love with understanding and to return it freely, angels and human souls. Prayer is the highest achievement of which the human spirit is capable, but it is not merely a human achievement. Prayer is a Jacob's ladder on which the human spirit ascends to God and God's grace descends to people. The stages of prayer are distinguished according to the measure in which the natural efforts of the soul and God's grace participate. When the soul is no longer active by virtue of its own efforts, but is simply a receptacle for grace, one speaks of a mystical life of prayer. So-called vocal prayer is designated as the lowest stage, prayer that remains within specifically designated spoken forms: the Our Father, the Hail Mary, the Rosary, the Divine Office. Of course, vocal prayer is not to be understood as simply saying words. If the mere words of a prayer alone are said without the soul's raising itself to God, this is only an outward show and not real prayer. The designated words, however, support the spirit and prescribe to it a fixed path. Meditative prayer is one stage higher. Here, the spirit moves more freely without being bound to specific words. It immerses itself, for example, in the mystery of the birth of Jesus. The spirit's imagination transports it to the grotto in Bethlehem, seeing the child in the manger, the holy parents, the shepherds, and the kings. The intellect ponders the greatness of divine mercy. The emotions are seized by love and thankfulness. The will decides to make itself more worthy of divine love. This is how meditative prayer involves all the soul's powers, and when practiced with faithful persistence, can gradually remake the whole person. However, the Lord has yet another way of rewarding fidelity in meditation. That is, by elevation to a higher manner of praying. Amen. So what we've currently seen so far is man's effort towards reaching God. And now Edith is going to take us to the next level in prayer, and that is where God reaches back, or the mystical form of prayer. Thank you so much for following along. May God bless you and yours. Amen.